Build your argument around what is valued and deliver it in a compelling way.
Believe you were born to win. It's your right to win. Claim it, frame it, 'cause you were.
Here are 4 compelling narratives that you must have if you're sitting in the interview seat. The first one is the narrative that you will deliver in the very first question that is always asked in any kind of interview. Tell me a little bit about yourself. In most cases, the interviewer does not know who you are. And if they are really prepared, they've already looked over your resume. They might have even Googled you. They might have even gone to artificial intelligence to find out something about you, especially if you're interviewing for a senior position. Because presumably, if you've been working for 20 years, there's information out there on you. But they will still say to you, "So, Jamie, tell me about yourself." This is the most important narrative that you can have because this is where you sell yourself. You don't want to just give facts about who you are that don't connect to what the buyer is really buying. But if they're buying your leadership skills, you want to tell your story about how you came to the leadership seat. What are the things that you learned along the way? What are your 3 most important leadership principles when you're talking about who you are in the context of that conversation? You don't want to spend time saying, "Well, I'm from so and so, and I used to do this when I was younger. I wanted to be that when I was younger. And I went to this college and then to this graduate school," without giving them some insight as to how you made that decision to go to that college, how you made that decision to go to that graduate school. Remember, the first question is the one where you really position the sell. You are answering the question, why you? Remember, everybody needs a why to execute on any decision. This person is trying to decide why they should hire you, and you want to set up that argument in your very first narrative. The second narrative that you need to have in your back pocket is, tell me about your biggest mistake. If the interview is going well and they already believe that you can do the job, now they're trying to figure out whether or not you are resilient. Have you made a mistake before? More importantly, how did you recover? In telling that story, you also want to make sure you talk about what you learned. And if you can, you might want to set up how you ended up making the mistake. You failed to have the meeting before the meeting. You didn't ask the right 3 questions when someone gave you the assignment. You didn't understand what the timeline was all about. You didn't understand who the stakeholders were and therefore how you should craft your deliverable at the end of the day. But when talking about a mistake, not only do you define the mistake, but more importantly, you articulate what you learned and how you recovered. And if another situation came up that was exactly the same, you might even want to add how you prosecuted that other opportunity so that you can show how you applied your learning. The third narrative that you want to have ready is, describe yourself as a leader. If I'm interviewing you for a leadership position, I want to understand how you think about yourself as a leader. I also want to understand whether or not you've ever thought about your leadership profile. Have you ever thought about how you want to be consumed by those that you're going to lead? Have you thought about what people think about you as a leader? Have you bothered to find out from those who you have led in the past what they really think about you as a leader? Have you gotten critical feedback as a leader that you can share with me? And more importantly, share with me how that feedback helped you to learn and to grow as a leader. The fourth narrative that you want to have in your pocket is the narrative to the question, why should I hire you? I ask this question of everybody that I am interviewing. It is your ultimate opportunity to sell me on why I should hire you. I typically ask the question this way: I'm going to see 4 candidates today, and I'll have to make a decision and present those candidates to a committee of people. Build the argument that you want me to deliver to that panel that's going to ultimately make the decision to hire you. Why should we hire you? Build the argument, give it to me. Now, I'm repeating the question in 2 or 3 different ways to give the candidate a chance to get their narrative together. But if you really want to ace that interview, come into the room with that narrative already prepared. And you want to answer this question using the adjectives that are associated with success. You should hire me because this job requires you to have stellar quantitative and analytical skills, and mine are stellar. Let me give you two pieces of evidence. You want somebody in this position that's a great relationship person, that can build relationships quickly, that can go across the organization, coalesce people, collaborate to get to a great outcome. Let me give you an example of that. You want to hire me because. So think about the things that I've used as examples. What is valued in that seat? Build your argument around what is valued and deliver it in a compelling way. Have those four narratives in your back pocket. You'll be ready to ace any interview. Go get them.